All right, ready? 18b, guys, listen, 18b combines two lessons that you've already done. It combines what you learned in 18a, which is GCF, and what you learned back in lesson 10. Now, you probably don't remember lesson 10, so lesson 10 was the one where you had to use the distributive property. Remember you had to break up one of the numbers and use the distributive property. Most of you guys thought that was kind of easy, and when you got it on the quiz, it was an easy question for you, where you had to pick one of the numbers like 10 point or 12.5, and you broke it up into 10 plus 2 plus 0.5. Remember that? Okay, so this combines some of the stuff from lesson 10 with what you've already learned in lesson 18a. Okay, so it starts off simple because what this is going to do, this is kind of laying some groundwork for something that you'll do that's very similar when you get into Mod 4, when you do algebraic variables or algebraic equations. So this kind of, it's like a little primer to that. It's not difficult as long as you know what to do. So I'm going to take you through the examples, and then you probably have enough time to do maybe a couple on your own, and then that's going to be it. So we'll see how far we get. All right. 15 plus 55. First of all, what's the answer? Joe? Don't subtract it. Okay, I'm just going to put it all to the top so we remember. All right, ready? Start off like you did in 18a. I want you to find the GCF of 15 and 55 using prime factorization. Do that now. All right, double check your trees, and you should have a 5 and a 3 for 15 and a 5 and 11 for 55, right? Yep. There's only one number that's common in both, which is 5 is your GCF. I'm going to put that there. Okay. Your packet's going to be a little different, right? I don't think you have common prime factors. You just have GCF, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Might be a little different on screen, but essentially it's there. Okay, here's the new stuff. I want you to rewrite the original addition problem, which was 15 plus 55. It's always going to start off that way by rewriting what the example was, or what the problem is. Rewrite it. Okay. Ready? The GCF was what, once again? Say it out loud.
5.
5. Put the 5 on the second line. And we kind of did this when we were doing the word problems. 5 times what makes 15? I am going to make a time symbol and show that 15 by saying 5 times 3. That's what's making my 15. I'm going to bring down my plus sign. I'm going to rewrite that same 5, because that 5 is my GCF. Times what makes 55? 11. I want you to underline these 5s because I want to make a note that 5 is the GCF, or greatest common factor. And here comes the leap, and tell me if you're okay with this. I am going to take my 5 and put it here again. I'm going to make parentheses. Since 5 was my common factor in these two expressions, 5 times 3 and 5 times 11, I'm factoring that out and putting it outside of my parentheses, and what's still left inside? What plus what? Mikey. Not 3 plus 5. Because I put my 5 here. Try again. 3 plus 11. Now watch. Remember the answer was 70, right? Question, raise your hand. What did they teach you, if they taught you, in elementary school? When you see a number outside of parentheses, what operation are you supposed to do? You remember? Say it. It's multiplication. So look what we can do, and you're going to all learn this when we get into the beginning of Mod 4. We're going to do order of operations. you're supposed to do whatever you see in the parentheses first. What's 3 plus 11? Joe. 14. And then this 5 outside of that 14 means to multiply. What's 5 times 14? Luke. Yeah. It's 70, which is what we got, if you recall. Back up here. Okay. Now, if you're still confused, just practice it. We'll do a couple more. Flip the page. In 6 minutes. We've got plenty of time. Okay. So this page is done, right? Yeah. All right. Find the GCF of 12 and 18. All right. What'd you get as a GCF? Brando. Check again. There's more than one common factor between 2.
3.
There's a 3 and a 2, right?
Yes.
Multiply together.
6.
6 is a GCF. Okay, ready? Rewrite the original 12 plus 18. What was the GCF again? Everybody. That comes out on the second line. Okay, 6 times what makes 12? Joe? Yes. Giuseppe, 6 times what makes 18? All right, so now my last step, the 6 comes out. I'm going to make parentheses. I definitely need a plus sign. What numbers are inside the parentheses? Thorny. Right, 2 plus 3. Done. And again, we should check. What's 12 plus 18? Say it. 30, right? Okay, let's make sure it checks. What's 2 plus 3? Say it. 2 plus 3. 5. Times 6. It checks out. Okay, do the GCF of 42 and 14. This will be it for today. It seems like we're taking something that's simple and making it more complicated, right? And the reason why is, let me try to explain. Say, well, if we could, like, what's the purpose of this? What's the long-term goal? It's setting groundwork because eventually when you get to Mod 4, you're going to be doing the same thing with what's called algebraic variables. It's just ways of breaking down different operations and different problems to make it manageable and workable, which right now it seems like it's making it more difficult. But when you do this with algebraic equations in 10 weeks or so, it's actually going to make things easier if you can understand what we're doing.
Can't you just do, like, the greatest number that goes into 6? I mean, the greatest number that goes into 12 and 18 is 6, and also 18 minus 12 is 6.
That happens by coincidence. It will not. You'll see it won't work for 42 and 14. What's the GCF of 42 and 14? Everybody get 14?
Yes.
All right, it is. It's 14. Okay, so that's my GCF, 14. Okay, ready? Here we go. Rewrite the original. My GCF again. Okay, 14 times what makes 42 again? Yeah, well, 3. Plus 14 times 1. A little tricky, but look what goes inside. Brando.
7?
No, 7 and 7. What's left, bud? Look, the 14, once you look back, 14's taken care of. What are the numbers that you still see that's not 14? looking here. What numbers are on that line that are not 14? 3 plus 1. Okay. We're good?
Yep.
No homework, right?
No, I don't get it.
Okay, when you come back to here, yeah, you know what? Nothing. Well, something to write with.